So as for my part is about intrinsic feedback and intrinsic feedback, which is intrinsic feedback is about what is felt by the performer during a performance and how do they feel and when like so I'm going to show a video about Lionel Messi where he how he feel during he shoot the ball to the goal during a penalty shot. So yeah. We can see that how Lionel Messi is very confident about how he feel and he really know the result that he will go, and this is how he felt by himself and maybe by the performance also and by the audience is different because the audience is about expectation by the coach like that. But intrinsic feedback is about like how really is how we feel when we are doing the goal because and the knowledge of the performance for this is about for Lionel Messi is about like vision and their perception where he know he will his body movement, everything. He know his vision, he will go. And the result, knowledge of result interesting is about like goal survey as or ball eyes, something like this. So we can see how confident he is and he know he will go by the way in the penalty shot. So this is for my intrinsic feedback of the video and I'm going to show you about the extra and try to see feedback about it. External feedback is something like provided by external source like during or after a performance is including that the performer can hear or see. The knowledge of performance for this is gained by either from coach, parents, friends, or video replay. And the knowledge of result for the HRC is a song given by using the lap time result jump result, distance jumper or height jumper. Like for example, how far did he jump in the long jump event? How high did he jump in the high jump event? How fast did he run for one lap? One circle, how 100 meter? How long did he get during the result for the second? So as we can see in this video, the photographer, I think it's basically his course teaching him how he should do and is showing him how to do the steps slowly. So this is what we can see, and here we can see he holding a camera, the coach holding a camera and show to his student, and this is what we call as the knowledge of result given by the using the video replay to show where he did the mistake and maybe even the good part of him. Oh, you do the arm swing very well, but your leg maybe got mistake, or maybe your standing position is correct, but your swing is very bad. So this is something like the knowledge of performance. So for the result, we can just like there is two different. We can say is like positive and negative feedback, and even for the result. Sometimes if we give positive feedback, like and here we can see the positive feedback which his coach give him time to keep attack and even as for the negative feedback, the coach will like scold his team member, his student, and they like very bad a bit to their heart and what they feel is very sad from toward their coach. But as for positive feedback, I would be prefer. So that is from me.
So today I want to explain about the positive feedback and negative feedback. For inexperienced player, I will use positive feedback to give the motivation. We use positive feedback when the player is new to the task or the task is advanced and trying to build the confidence of the player. So now I want to show the example of positive feedback. So now we can see this player assist him and help him score. So now I need to use the positive feedback, which is I will praise him and tell him he did a good job and great effort. So the positive feedback will let the athlete know what they did correctly and praise them for it. Positive feedback is experienced when a someone achieves the intended outcome. So when a basketball player pass a ball, they receive positive feedback when they see that the receiver successfully catch their pass and score. So this is another example, which is this player is inexperienced. He is shooting and score. So now we need to praise him so he will feel confident. Next is for experienced player, I will use negative feedback to let the athlete know what they did wrong. I will use negative feedback when I'm dealing with highly skilled athlete or when I'm trying to beat the habit of the player. So this is the example when this player is blame his teammates. So now I need to use the negative feedback to let him know he's wrong and his mistake. So I will use negative feedback when the positive feedback is not working. This is another example when this player is doing a mistake during competition. I need to immediately tell him his mistake during competition. Thank you.
Okay, so for this section of my recording, I'm gonna talk about the timing of feedback. So the timing of feedback is actually really important because by giving feedback to an athlete at the right time can stimulate them to feel more motivated, but also remind them of their techniques or what they need to keep in mind, especially when they're doing their performance or whatnot. And timing of feedback can also, if done wrongly, you can also demotivate them and cause them to lose focus and get confused with the comments or whatnot. So I'm going to show a few examples or demonstration on how the timing of feedback is important and at which point you would give a feedback. So let's just start with delayed feedback, so feedback after the performance. So okay, let's play this video. As you can see in this video, this guy is actually going for his final attempt on the deadlift. And over here, okay, so over here he failed his lift. It could be a lot of reasons. Could be because he wasn't holding the bar tight enough, not enough chalk, or it's just overall fatigue that caused him to not being able to get his third attempt. So if I were to give a delayed feedback after the performance, I would try to make it very constructive and very practical. So basically, like after the performance, I was just like, hey, you did really well, but I'm so sorry for a third attempt, but you could have done this or that, and maybe we can try working on them on our next program or next cycle of our program, and to help you, you know, work on this aspect of your weakness. And yeah, so basically the delayed feedback that's given after the performance, so it helps the athlete to understand what they did wrong or what their mistakes are. And it also helps the coach and the athlete to bond better, because if the athlete did fail their performance or did really badly in their performance, and if the coach is just constantly after the competition is just constantly scolding and telling them how useless they are, they will start losing motivation. So therefore it is unhealthy, and it's kind of counterproductive for you to be negative when you give your feedback. Okay, so the next one I'll be talking about terminal feedback. Terminal feedback can be a before or after the competition, but or both, or just one. And in this case, I'll be talking about the terminal feedback before their performance. So let's just watch this video and see what they did. Okay, so this guy is actually her coach, and she's going for 230 kilo deadlift attempt, and he in the background, as you can see, he's whispering to her. No, actually he's shouting it into her ears because everyone else in the crowd was cheering and shouting as well. So he's telling her what to do and just be like, you got this. You have to give them a motivation or something to hype them up, to make them feel like, yes, I can do this, I can definitely get this. You need to make them feel like they are set out to do that. So in this case, the coach tell her everything that she needs to know about. And yeah, so let's watch this. Okay, so in this video, she gotten her list for the 230 kilo deadlift, and obviously she was happy about it. So before the feedback, if the coach wasn't there to tell her like, you can do this, or remember that you need to pull the slack off the bar, you need to do this, you need to do that, just focus, you can do this. If it wasn't for all that, I think that athlete won't be able to have this much power and motivation. Like, just look at her face. She won't have this much focus and trust in herself that she's able to do it. So yeah, this is my part. So in summary, the feedback is actually very important to allow the athletes self-improvement, but especially during competition or after the competition, giving constructive criticism or advice, or feedback that could benefit the athlete, it should be a priority instead of going for the negative and personally attack their feelings, which cause them to feel demotivated and allow them to not perform as well as when they are fully motivated. So yeah, thank you so much for listening, and this will be the end of our presentation video.